Hey, it's Ryan here. I'm with Vincent M, who played Oscar on The Walking Dead. Vincent, welcome to Perth and welcome to Supanova. How are you enjoying it so far?
I'm having a great time, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Now, Oscar, as part of The Walking Dead, fortunately wasn't the longest running character, but probably one of the most influential in season 3 because it kind of as a development of Rick's character in The Walking Dead played an important part. What was it like being a part of such an, I guess, now an iconic series?
It was crazy is I never knew what The Walking Dead was. When they told me I got a part on The Walking Dead, I just said, okay, um, what is The Walking Dead? And they said it's about zombies. And I said, who's watching TV about zombies? Everybody's watching TV about zombies. But man, I'm glad I took the job. I was going to take it anyways. And to see the characters grow from season 1 and season 2 all the way up to 3 into now is definitely a huge change. I hadn't even working on the show. I still hadn't seen season 1 and season 2 until like my 4th episode.
So you didn't go back and watch it?
No, not until my 4th episode, and I said these characters are definitely not the same in season 1 and season 2. So I'm glad I came aboard. When I did.
Do you think it helped not knowing the past of the characters? It was easier to kind of adapt to the situation they were already in?
Well, with me, I've been on a lot of shows that I've never seen before. But as an actor, you go in and just do your job. I don't care if I haven't seen the show or not. I'm hired to do a job, become a character. And if the director says, I want you to do this, 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 then that's what I'll do. I'm glad I didn't see the show.
Yeah. Now, Oscar is one of very few characters in The Walking Dead that's not based on the comic book. Did that make it easier for you as well? Like, because you had no pressure to live up to a character. I mean, obviously, Axel, one of the fellow prisoners, was part of the comic book, and kind of his role got changed in it as well. Did you find it a little easier?
Well, once again, I didn't even know anything about the comic books. So, no, I can't say that it really did. Or like I said, I didn't know anything about it. I just went in and I just did a job. And a lot of people have to realize when you're hired to do a job, they expect you to do the job perfect. And that's my thing. I don't want to be the guy that messes up or has an excuse because I haven't studied or have my lines memorized. I want to be the guy that the director doesn't have to say, "Oh no, I want you to do it this way."
So are you following it now? Are you a fan of the series?
I watched the season finale and the mid-season finale. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. But I tell everybody, I said, make sure you continue to support the show. And that's just the honest answer.
Now, the first scene that you're in, when you kind of all pop up, and of course, if you haven't seen the show, it's Herschel getting his leg chopped off in quite a graphic fashion. Have you gone back and seen that scene, and what was the impact for you seeing that the first time?
The first time I saw it, I'm like, what am I a part of? Well, like, what is going on? Why are they cutting this old man's leg off? And the coolest thing about that they actually came to work that day so we can get a visual of what was going on. They didn't have to do that. But that's the type of cast and that's the type of team that he's working with, that they would come in on a day off and sit there and go through the entire scene again for us. That's for those 2 minutes. So, I applaud the cast and crew for coming in and doing that.
Now, your character does die in an assault on Woodbury, trying to save Michonne. That part of your role, were you disappointed that you weren't going to be continuing?
Very disappointed, extremely disappointed, because I felt like he had done enough to stay around a little bit longer. I know, once the show starts, they tell you in your contract you might be on there such and such many times. I was told 7 to 8 times, but as time went on, I felt in my heart that I'd be around a little longer. Just like the character T-Dog, Irony Singleton, he was told 2 episodes, ended up staying 3.5 years. So with my death going to get Maggie and Glenn, I was definitely upset about it. And if I'm gonna die, at least give me a nice death. It's like my parents. I remember my mom said, "I don't want to see you get shot. It's gonna creep me out." And then when it happened, she's like, "Did you get shot?"
Yeah, see, that's the thing for me as well, being a fan. I was like, hang on, what happened to Oscar? He's all of a sudden disappeared.
Right. I took one in the side from bearded Shane.
Yeah.
It's got shot by somebody that's not even on the show. And a lot of people assume that Maggie shot me in the head because she shot. Remember, we was at war. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Because that's what it kind of all says on the wiki and the fan pages, that you did get shot by Maggie, but from my recollection, you didn't. But I mean,
Mine
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you may be hoping that hasn't happened. You might get a call and say, hey, might have a role for you soon. And now they've rocked up at I think it's Terminus in the new series. So have you any chance you think you could return?
If I could, I wouldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Well, AMC would have a heart attack. I would get sued. But I don't know. I'm like the new billboard or last year's billboard when it said "Don't look back." I'm not looking back. If they want me to come, then that's fine. But my focus is on my future. My focus is on being on a series or a sitcom that I'm really part of the series and sitcom. You know, I just don't want to play Oscar. I want to win an Oscar one day. And that's my goal. I mean, I love The Walking Dead for giving me an opportunity. But in the same breath, I know Oscar will always be part of the Walking Dead family. But as far as Vincent M. Ward, I'm looking forward.
Now yourself, you've got, obviously your ambition is to win an Oscar, which is most actors' goal. But you've come from quite an interesting background, like basketball and athletic background, then dance. You had a bit of a tough time after that, though. Once you kind of finished college, from what I've read, you took a bit of time to kind of find what you wanted to do. What was that like? Was it a struggle, and was it a relief when you finally got a job acting?
Well, you know what, it was more of I received every letter from every college in the world to come play basketball. I was a McDonald's American nominee, but I didn't want to go straight to college. The people who had the biggest problem with it was my parents. It was like, you've done so well, you graduated from high school, you can go anywhere you want. But that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to pursue my dancing with my rap group. We went on tour. We opened up shows for like MC Hammer and people like that. And I've always had a passion for a passion for dancing, and that's one reason why I want to be on Dancing with the Stars for season 19. They're actually looking for a character from The Walking Dead to be on the show. So right now, the fans, or the social media family, which I like to call social media family, I like to call people fans, they're campaigning for me to be on the show.
And do you think if it were possibly to get a gig on that show, you'd be able to maybe catch a bit of attention and get a bigger acting role?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I don't even think it's about catching a bigger acting role. It's going back to something I started off doing, something that I still know how to do. Yeah, those guys, and my problem is I watch the contestants. I watch the professionals. I don't watch the contestants. And if I go on there, I want to dance like the professionals. I want to go on there, and I really and truly want to win. I don't want to be on there like 2 or 3 episodes. That's it. I'd put in my mind 2 or 3 episodes. No, I want to be there to the end.
MC Hammer just mentioned. Got to ask, what was it like meeting him during that kind of period where he was huge?
And that's when he was at his peak and the most down to earth guy you ever want to meet. And I remember the last show, we actually had to go on stage and dance with him.
Did you get puffy pants?
No, we didn't have the puffy pants. My group was more like sweatsuits, like the nice sweatsuits. But to get up there and be with somebody that's legendary in the rap game, I'll never forget that.
Any possibility maybe you could do a biopic and play MC Hammer?
What?
You got the dancing skills?
I'm probably about a foot taller than him. So I'm pretty sure that won't happen. They'll get one of these young guys to do it. But as far as biopic, I mentioned someone about the Tupac Shakur movie and possibly playing Suge Knight on there.
That'd be incredible if you could.
Most definitely. So I usually end up getting those kind of roles because of my height, my build, and probably my voice. A lot of people can be intimidated, but I'm the nicest guy you ever want to meet. I just got a deep voice.
Makes you scary automatically, huh?
No, the women like it, though.
Fair enough. Well, look, Vincent, thank you very much for joining us here on 6PR, and enjoy the rest of your time here in Perth.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.